Hello everyone. I welcome you all to today's topic decodified session. Today we are going to talk about the milk price that is going up day on day. And the frequency of change in price has increased recently. So we shall be covering this particular topic in the following sequence. First of all, why it is in news, then we shall know about the milk price in India, then and also about what made it rise and several factors playing their role in the same, followed by the prelims and means based practice questions for you all. Before I move towards my discussion further, there is a very crucial announcement for you all. Analyst IAS is coming up with Polity and Ethics Foundation course for 2023 from 25th of August. It is going to be taken by Nitin Shivhare sir, who is the founder and director of Analyst IAS. To inquire further about the details of the courses and the admissions process, you can contact on the given numbers. You can also visit our office in Old Rajinder Nagar Market. Now let's get back to the topic. Milk prices are rising as producers and marketers pass on high costs to consumers. Amul and Mother Dairy raised milk prices by rupees 2 each this week, second such hike in this particular year. So why are milk prices going up? First of all, the operating cost, that is from producing to collecting milk, then transporting it, packaging it, all of these costs are going higher. The fodder price, that is the food for the cattle, has been rising. Then the procurement cost has become higher in the sense that from collecting the milk from the farmers from around the state or the country, the fuel prices also play a role. And in fact, the salaries of the concerned people who are involved in this operation is also there, which has to be increased because of the change in inflation. In fact, increase in inflation, and that's why it also contributes towards the price of milk. Now, another part is cost sharing. So, let's talk about the demand for milk with regards to India specifically. So, a better rate of vaccination, resumption of offices, schools, and even opening up of channels such as hotels, restaurants have led to higher out of home consumption of foods and beverages in the last 2 to 3 quarters. This has led to great demand of milk and other dairy beverages. Analysts cited higher skimmed milk prices in international markets that they said make exports of the commodity out of India more attractive. And since it's going out of India, it's being exported, the quantity reduces back home. So, if the demand is more and supply is less, of course, prices are going to rise. This is basic demand supply mechanism of economy, also known as market price mechanism or laissez-faire. A combination of these factors is pushing up milk procurement prices and leading to higher retail prices eventually. Now, retail prices we have talked about. How about the wholesale? There is wholesale inflation in India. So India's wholesale price based inflation aged to 13 point aged to 13.93% in July. In fact, WPI inflation in milk aged in July to 5.45% compared to 6.35% in June, though it remained high compared to February. However, companies also pass on hikes with a lag to lessen the impact on demand. Amul says the increase is less than 4% below the food inflation rate of 8 to 9%. Now, what is this wholesale price index? India Consumer Price Index and Wholesale Price Index are two major indices for measuring inflation, while in the United States, CPI and PPI, that is Producer Price Index, are two major indices. So, Wholesale Price Index was the main index of measurement of inflation in India till April 2014, but thereafter RBI adopted the new Consumer Price Index combined as the key measure of inflation. The Wholesale Price Index WPI is computed by the Office of Economic Advisor in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. It was earlier realized on weekly basis for primary articles and fuel group. However, since 2012 this practice has been discontinued. Currently, Wholesale Price Index is released monthly. Key difference between WPI and CPI. Primary use of WPI is to have inflationary trend in the economy as a whole. However, CPI is used for adjusting income and expenditure streams for changes in the cost of living. Wholesale Price Index is based on wholesale prices for primary articles, administered prices for fuel items, and ex factory prices for manufactured products. On the other hand, CPI is based on retail prices, which include all distribution costs and taxes. Prices for WPI are collected on voluntary basis, while prices data for CPI are collected by investigators by visiting markets. CPI covers only consumer goods and consumer services, while WPI covers all goods, including intermediate goods transacted in the economy. WPI weights primarily based on the National Account and Enterprise Survey data, and CPI weights are derived from Consumer Expenditure Survey data. So, since the price is rising, is there any probability that the prices would go down? And if yes, when? So, milk procurement is also dependent on the flush season that runs between September to February. This is the peak lactating period for cattle due to better availability of green fodder and water. As a result, the period in general sees higher milk production and availability. The onset of the flush season could offer some relief to the dairy companies in the second half of the current fiscal year. So, September begins next month, right? In fact, in few days. Let's hope that the prices go down by then. So, what does this mean for consumer that you are getting costlier milk? For households, an increase in milk prices obviously means shelling out more money. This is in a country that is among the largest consumer of milk, so milk would be found as a consumption commodity in every household of the country, barring none. In fact, by July, dairy companies had raised milk selling prices by 5 to 8% in a 6-month window. Consumer demand typically sees an impact in first few days after prices hikes are initiated. However, recovery happens gradually. Consequently, higher milk procurement prices could also hurt companies that make bakery products or food items that use milk or milk solids in it. Now let's look at the prelims based practice question with reference to inflation in India. Which of the following statements is correct? A. Controlling the inflation in India is responsibility of the government of India only. B. The Reserve Bank of India has no role in controlling the inflation. C. Decreased money circulation helps in controlling the inflation. D. Increased money circulation helps in controlling the inflation. So your answer is D, that is decreased money circulation helps in controlling the inflation. You know how? Because if the availability of money is less, its value will be more, and that's why you would be able to buy too many goods from too few money. So this is how it works. Now, means practice question. Over the past few decades, the dairy sector has emerged as a lifeline of the rural economy in India. However, it has become one of the most vulnerable sectors of the rural economy to discuss. You will be answering this particular question in 250 words and sending your answers to us on WhatsApp to get them reviewed. This is it for today. I shall see you again tomorrow. Till then, take care, stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining in.